provincial nominee in terms of just basic explanation? If you want to explain to someone that have never heard of provincial nomination, so what is PNP?
So I will not be technical. I will not even use the words that they use on the website so that somebody can understand. So first of all, province in Canada is like state in Nigeria. So if you have, just like you have Lagos State, you have province of Alberta, you have province of Ontario and whatnot. And Alberta operates a solid federal system where every province has a life of its own. So the federal skill worker is the umbrella program that is operated at the federal level. However, every province knows what they are. Every province every now and then does analysis of their own labor force to know what is lacking. So by the time you do analysis of the thing, they say, okay, actually we need more doctors, or we have enough teachers, we need more nurses. So based on that, they come up with a program. They say that can we bring in people, either those are living in other provinces or people that are living outside of Canada, and they now put it up and say, I'm packaging it, I'm making a program and say, okay, these are the requirements that you have to meet for you to be able to come in. So regardless of wherever you are around the world, it can be in Nigeria, it can be in Ghana, it can be in Australia or the United Kingdom, and then you can come in and apply to that program. So by the time you come into the program, it's like Lagos State coming up with a program, and then I say, so by the time you apply, so the way you apply varies across provinces. For some province, you go on their website and just put your profile there. Okay. Even if they don't have the program running at that point, just put they create a profile. Your profile is there. Sometimes you come in and check and look at the profile of the people that are there and see if it meets up with what the requirements are or what they are looking for. For other provinces, it's not, you don't create profile there because they don't even have a profile where a platform where you create the profile. What they do is every now and then they make announcement to say that we need so and so workers, we need doctors, we need nurses, we need teachers, we need and then they will expect you to now apply and tell them based on the whatever criteria that they have, whatever requirement that they have, and then you apply to them. By the time you apply to them, then you are on your way to coming to Canada, because as long as that province says that they need you and they give you confirmation of this thing, then you can take that whatever you get, and then this is building up. These are not spending so much time. It's a build up on the previous conversation that we have had about express entry profile. So for somebody who already has an existing express entry profile, what you are doing basically is to go back and update your express entry profile to say that, you know what, province of Ontario has just nominated me, or province of Saskatchewan has just nominated me, and then you go there and then you take yes for that. That's basically what it is in a layman language.
All right. So which means once you're already in the express entry profile and then you get provincial nomination, it will make your invitation to apply to be much more quicker.
Yeah, it will be much quicker because unless something has changed, the last time I checked, the score you get for provincial nomination is about 600.
That's right. It's
about 600. And then maybe when you were in the pool, by the time you put all your requirements, your job experience, your work experience, your masters, everything together, maybe the most that can give to you is say 420 or even 400. Imagine getting 600 for just being nominated. So you're on your way to Canada. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. So I think you've already touched about it, that you don't necessarily have to have been in Canada to be able to get the express entry nomination. You can get it from anywhere in the world. So whatever country you are, you can always explore the express entry. So just a little bit of, in terms of the requirement, I know we mentioned about work experience in the when we were talking about the express entry. So in terms of the requirement, so is it different, like like the work experience, or do you still need to write the English, the language test, and also do you need to evaluate your credentials as well for this?
Which is why my own approach, and you and I have said this before. My own approach would be the best way to approach this express entry thing. Sorry, provincial nomination thing is to have it at the back of your mind that you are doing express entry.
Okay.
Because whatever you are doing for express entry is what you are doing for provincial nomination. Because you still have to. You need your IELTS anyways. You need to evaluate your credentials. Your ECA, you still need that. So you still need to prove that whatever work experience that you have, that is, so you still need all of those. It's essentially the same thing in terms of requirement. The only difference is that this jurisdiction. So for federal skill worker, you are dealing with higher number and you're dealing with the province straight up. But for provincial nomination, you are dealing with a state or a province, right? And it's more targeted towards certain skill sets based on what the need of the province is per time.
Okay. All right. So you also need to, yeah, that's interesting. Like putting in place as if you are trying to get qualified for the federal skilled worker program. It will kind of, get you ready for it. Then in terms of like the score, I know you mentioned 600. So is it same for every province? Like, once you get the provincial nomination, it's 600 point automatic for every province?
I might have to double check that.
Okay.
I would think, unless you have something, do you have any information?
From what I know, I think it's like 600 for like provincial nomination, except they have changed it. So yes, but for what I know is once you've gotten, it's like automatic. So the way it works is if your CRS score, let's say you are in the profile, and then your CRS score is, let's say, 300 or so, and then you meet, irrespective of the CRS score you have, if you meet the qualification for the provincial nomination, you can get the provincial nomination, and then it boosts your chances. So they might have a benchmark for what the minimum CRS score they want to invite for people that have for people to come and apply. But once they give you that provincial nomination, it kind of gives you almost like 600 points. But except it has changed, and but I know it's once you get that, you automatically qualify for the CRS score to get invitation to apply.
Yeah. So before we start taking questions, because I like us to take questions, and like I said earlier, is because this provincial nomination is one way. And please, especially for those who are above 30 already, and those who are in the 30 and 40. So you might need this provincial nomination to boost your chance, because the older you become, the less your chance of getting score. So I like people to listen to me carefully, because I'm going to be talking specifically. I'll pick two provinces and so that we can understand how. So it varies across provinces. If you go on the link we shared before, on that link you see provincial nomination on the express entry system, and you see the list of all of the provinces. So if we click on each of the provinces, you can see what the procedures of each of the provinces, what the procedure of each of these provinces looks like. Now I'll speak to Saskatchewan, and I'll speak to Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Those are two. So that's where you can help us appreciate and understand what we are trying to say. So let me pick Nova Scotia first. Now, Nova Scotia used to run two streams. They have to have stream A and stream B.
Okay.
Now, the stream A1 is that so the stream A1 is always open, and is if you have So the stream A1 is always open, and it's if you have a job, if you can just go and create like a profile. You create like a profile on them on their website. Now, the stream B1 is the funny one. Is the one that they come every now and then to say that we need so and so people. We need doctors, so they can say that we need nurses or we need teachers, and they'll just come and open the thing. In fact, my friend was trying to get into it when they opened it on by 2 p.m. Nigerian time. My friend, by 5 p.m. some people could not get into the system again.
It was
already crazy. Like the number of people that were trying to enter, I mean, was crazy. Some people could not even get into the system because of the number of the users that were trying to use the store at that time. Can you imagine 3 hours? And
yes.
typically when they open, they could tell you that it is open for 2 weeks. But because of the way people, so they will be forced to. Otherwise, they will crash the system. They will be forced to just deal with and restrict the thing to maybe a few hours as a result of that, because otherwise they will crash the system. So that is how. But after a while, Nova Scotia moved away from that, from that system. And the reason is simple. They found out that when they come and say they want, say, financial analysts, so people will tweak their profile to suit
what they want.
So they will get the application. They will come into that province. By the time they get into that province, right now, when they get in there and they find out that, oh, you know what is selling this province is actually nothing. What is selling is actually this, and then people will move from there to. Do you get the point I'm making? And it will now defeat the whole essence of for the province, because that was why they did it in the first time. So they stopped that. So what Nova Scotia does now is that they go into the pool. You see what I'm saying? That pool is very important. They go into the express entry pool and look at people's profile and pick people from there.
Wow. Okay.
They pick people from there. So, but by the time they are picking you, they're not picking you based on, which is the good thing about being in the pool. They're not picking you. They will not be picking you based on your score. No, they'll be picking you based on the profile, your skill set, because they know that your score might be low because of your age.
That's right.
It could be low because of several reasons. So their focus by the time they are going to the pool would be your skill set. Okay, we need financial analysts, and we have seen Peter who has 10 years of experience in financial analysis, or we have seen who has ICANN, who has ACCA that can be converted to CPA, and these are the things that they will be thinking as they go in there.
Okay.
So that is as far as Nova Scotia is concerned. Now, if you go back to Saskatchewan, so Saskatchewan is very similar. They do. You create the profile for them. So they open, and then you create a profile, and then you apply. What I've heard people tell me about Saskatchewan one actually is that you get score for if you have a family, member, if you know somebody in that province.
However, it must be your relative, right?
Relative. However, it's not a requirement. It's just that you get there's a score that you get for having someone there. Now, but they told me that their own tool has changed a bit, and is now more towards what is being done in Manitoba. In Manitoba, they go through what's it called now? They go through sponsorship program. Now, there's something I got from a friend. I will intentionally read it out so that you can. Now, let me read it out. This is for Saskatchewan. It says that before, it was either paper-based application, OID, or EE, express entry.
Okay.
Now, and it takes between 1 to 6 months to be nominated. Then, after you're nominated, then you apply to CIC.
Okay.
My application took exactly 6 months before I was nominated. But now it is strictly by sponsorship by a family member, which makes it harder.
Oh, okay.
Now, you need just gather all documents needed, and you need to submit according to your NOC. And wait for your nomination, or if additional document is needed. I was asked to update my bank statement just a few days before I was nominated.
Okay.
That's for somebody. This person will enter through provincial nomination. The person lives in Edmonton now, but the person entered in through provincial nomination, which is another beautiful thing. So he went to, the person lives in Regina for a bit, but the person didn't like Regina, and the person had to come to Edmonton, right? So, yeah.
All right.
I thought I should mention, because that's like a live situation. The one I talked about on Nova Scotia too was I got an update from my friend who came in through that as well.
Okay, I think that's interesting. So from what you mentioned now, it kind of varies from province to province. So it depends on the province you want to go. It's very important for you to really explore what, closely monitor those provinces and see something, because I also know, if when I was in Newfoundland, then I knew someone that came through the Saskatchewan when it was just opened. So he just mentioned that it opened, and I think within an hour he applied, and then that was how he got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned that it isn't always opened, so you have to keep on monitoring each of the provinces and see when they come up with something.
That's right. I mean, if something opened and within 2 hours of the thing being opened, it was already clogged. So you can imagine how a lot of people are actually checking and trying to keep tab of what is happening on that platform. And I think is why people were doing that thing a lot. I mean, you can imagine that you just told me that somebody Saskatchewan. So people were doing that. So I'm not surprised that they are trying to change their system, because what people do is that they come into Saskatchewan and then they take off.
They move.
So I think they are changing a lot around that, just to make sure that the whole essence of bringing in people into Canada is not defeated when they don't stay in their own province. So somebody asked a question that what is NOC? NOC is National Occupational Classification. National Occupational Classification. So Canada has a way of classifying. So it's for you to know where, sometimes it's not the name that you call a role in Nigeria that they call the role in Canada. So one way of knowing where you fit in based on your skill set and your experience is to look for the classification so that you can be sure that what they call financial analyst is what you have, right? So that is what it is. So somebody answered that. Somebody asked a question. Yes.
So just to add to that, so the NOC, like NOC required for you can have a lesser NOC, let's say like Class C, and still get the provincial nomination. So in case you are wondering that your NOC is not within, let's say like the manager position, the supervisor position of the 0, A, and B, even though it's C and you still create a profile, some provinces still accept C, or even D. Some provinces still accept D. So you can, check which NOC you are and see for each particular provinces what is the minimum NOC that they require.
Correct.
And to see if you qualify for that. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. That's interesting.
You can use the question button, the question mark button beside your comment box to ask your question.
Yeah. I think so every other thing in terms of the document, so once you get invited, you still need to do like your medicals, like a police report, the proof of funds. So if you need more information on that, you can always watch our last video. We try to explain. So it's basically the same thing for all those other documents that are required.
Correct. That's correct. So I mean, once you get nominated, once you get invited, they get you to do medical. You get medical reports, and usually they have the list of their designated hospitals that you have to go to. Right, you have to pick from their own hospital, and then you go for the medical, and then you need police reports, and you can get that one from a lab. That's usually where people go to get the police report, and then as per proof of fund. What I say to people, I think we discussed this a lot last session. And the only thing I would like to say is that since you know that you'll be doing this, you are planning to do this program, start structuring your proof of fund, your account statement. It's not for you to be waiting till the last minute for you to now start moving stuff. It needs to look real, right?
Okay. Yeah. That was exactly, I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and I was telling the person, if you're planning to apply by December, for example, you need to start building your account from now as early as possible. You don't just want December to come. By the time you now get invitation to apply, then you just want to bomb your account like that. It's a very bad idea to do. But like you mentioned, you can always, there's always, even though you don't have like the money per se, and if it's a very long time period, you can run your account kind of, but we are not really trying to say you have to manipulate, but it's on case by case basis, right? So it can take a while, and then you can see how maybe you transfer some money, put it in your account, let it be there for a while. But you can talk to us personally on that if you're having a personal question on that proof of funds, and then we can just give you suggestions on what to do. It's not like you are not manipulating anything, but within a very long time frame, how you can work things around to make sure your account is running and active. Okay. One last question I wanted to ask. So if you come to like with your provincial nomination, what about if you decide you want to study, or must you work? So
Yeah, I mean, if you come into provincial nomination, what I've seen happen most times is that as a PR, because whether through provincial nomination or not, you have PR rights, so you can study if you want, and you have a number of options open to you as a PR. One, you can decide to bankroll your study by yourself, like you pay and study. Another option for you is to wait a bit and create your credit history a bit, because you're still new. Get credit card and use the credit card on time, and then you just create your credit so that you can apply for student loan or student line of credit. And there's some grant that you can get as a new immigrant as well. So you can make findings and get those grants and get them. But I know that you can get line of credit for whatever it is that you're doing. So which is a good thing.
I just want to point out that I heard someone was telling me about an agent mentioned to her that once she gets to Canada, she can apply for student loans. And I told her, for international students, like if you don't have like your PR or your citizen, it's really, really difficult applying for student loan. So you shouldn't really be banking all your hope on when I come, I'm going to apply for student loan. It's really difficult.
Yeah, it is. So that's why I'm saying that as long for somebody who enters through provincial nomination is PR. So because they're a permanent resident, you actually, but then even that, you have to wait a bit because they need to know, you need to do your credit report. So I think there's a question for us here. So let's see.
Okay. So what is the cost and the time requirements? So the person said
the cost of what?
Maybe he's talking about how much does it cost. I'm not really sure, but if I understand,
it's not clear. So the costs of what? So the person might need to have a follow-up question. So, but if it's the cost of what we use to do provincial nomination, it doesn't cost anything. The only thing you are spending money on is to get whatever document that they require you to have. So if you don't have, so sometimes people. So I saw one breakdown sometime of what people I saw 10 million. So by the time I look at the thing, part of the 10 million is the proof of fund that nobody is collecting from you.
Yes.
So, but somebody said that's what it will cost, and people just run with it and say, 10 million, I don't have that.
Yes. Yeah.
So part of it is what I saw on that 10 million. I saw the cost of doing your passports. Come on.
That's not.
It's not for Canada. That is not. I mean, passport could be used to go to, even if you're going to Dubai or anything. So that should not be part of this thing. So Now, the only thing I think would be for the purpose of Canada is okay. Maybe if you have if money you pay to do the IELTS test, evaluation, and I can't quote exactly how much.
The price because it varies. Yeah.
Yeah. So because it varies based on what time. Then in terms of time requirement, which that's why we say it's express entry. I mean, the only thing that can make people to stay in the pool for so long is their score.
That's right. If your score is not up to.
Is your score. So if your score is very low, then you can be in the pool because they don't get to pick you on time. Otherwise, honestly, this whole thing can be done within a month.
Yeah.
Shocking.
So
It
that
can be
is
done within a month.
so
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
within a month. That within a month means you've passed your English test.
Yeah.
You've done your education evaluation. All your necessary documents are ready. So the thing is, I've seen people, they submitted their profile, they submitted, they created their profile today, and then if they do, like, they draw 2 days after, and you cut the cutoff mark, then you'll be invited to apply.
You're picked.
You're picked. So that's how fast it can be. It's
It can
not
be.
how long you have stayed in the pool. It is
Yeah.
you've crossed the cutoff point. If it's today you submitted and then they are doing it tomorrow, if you cross it, you'll be invited to apply. So that's the other time frame will not be okay. Maybe by the time you are getting they've given you the invitation to apply, it might take a couple of months for
Because you
the
get your documents.
processing.
For
You
you to get your
understand?
documents.
To
Even for you to
verify
get your
also.
documents.
Yes, because once they give you invitation to apply, you have about 60 days to submit all the documents,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And once you submit all the documents, then they will have to, it will take maybe a couple of other months for them to verify your documents,
Yeah.
normal processing time. So that can take a couple of months, right?
Yeah.
But if you have everything ready within 6 months or so of you getting your ITA, you should be,
I can tell you, Peter, without running the risk of being over optimistic, that it's usually less than 6. If what takes people's time most times, I'll tell you what takes people's time, because this is a process I've been through.
That's right.
Now, the whole thing for me was about 3 months, and the 3 months I'm saying to you, the largest proportion of the 3 months was when I was using to gather documents.
Okay.
It was not even about them. It was not about them. It took me a couple of, because I worked in so many places in Nigeria. I worked in about 7 companies, more than 7 companies in Nigeria. So I had to get letters from them. So imagine if it was somebody that has been working with just one firm all his life, or just 2 firms. It won't be a problem, because it's just for you to talk to the HR. They say, well, once you have that letter, you're fine.
Okay.
So for some people, they have to get some other things. Some people is proof of fund. They're waiting for proof of fund before they. So it could be anything. It could be. So it's usually not about them. Sometimes it's back and forth that cause the delay. Somebody, they're asking you to prove, okay, maybe you didn't submit the required evidence of marriage. Maybe you don't submit the one from Ikoyi. They come back to you. Sometimes they ask for they can doubt your application that you're married.
And ask for more.
They ask my friend for pictures.
Wow.
That was taking years. They asked my friend for pictures as a follow-up. So, but if your application was has been compelling from the beginning, that where they don't have to do any back and forth with you, it can be very fast.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Okay. Thanks. Do you have any other question?
And that's the only. Okay, I think there's another question. So let me bring it up.
So you're saying after submitting my profile, can I update it if my status changed? Maybe you got married or
yeah. But I have a situation right now. I have a friend. I have a female friend whose fiance did applied before he applied as a single person. The person has been given invitation to apply now, right? So they are going to the registry to quickly do the short stuff so that the guy can update the profile.
Yes.
So that happens a lot. So and also I have friends who just Peter, before you come in, I have friends who are doing MBA right now. They have profile already. So the essence is that right now their profile what the highest stuff is there is bachelor's. So once they are done with their MBA, they can go back and update it.
An update.
Go ahead.
That's right. That's right. I know so even like the once they are giving you invitation to apply, they always, have a follow-up question that if your status have changed, you should update it, because that's the best point. Once they have approved it, it's really, let's say they've approved everything, they've now given you a PRO before you got married. It has to be another process you have to,
Yeah.
go through to
Yeah.
sponsor your spouse. So they will always ask, I always tell people, if depends on your plans, right? If it's, you want to come with a spouse and you are working on your profile, be thinking about it together. You understand? Be thinking about it, even though you're not yet married, but maybe this is someone you're going to marry. Once you are working on it, think about it as well. Because I know someone that I met, that should be like 2 or 3 months ago. He came with PRO, and then he said, when he was applying, he didn't really think of, applying for the girl, though they were not married. But, he said if he had knew, he would have included the wife's, the girl's application to report. So it's something you need to think ahead, and see how it's going to work for you.
Perfect. So, I mean, that's the more, okay, I think I have another question here. Okay. Okay, let me say thank you, guys. Okay, yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I mean, yeah, that's basically the thing. And like some people complain that the process is long, and I said to people that for what you are getting, honestly, I mean, it's people like Peter that can tell you where you have to start from as a student and you go all the route. Peter, do you want to talk about that?
It's a very, if you come in as a student, let's say you're doing a master's or a PhD, then you need to have completed your master's. So that's like 2 years to complete your master's. And then once you complete, if you don't have any work experience from Nigeria, for example, then you need to work for at least 1 year to qualify for the Canadian Experience class. Or some province will say if you graduate and you have job offer and you have worked for 3 months or 6 months, you are eligible to apply for the provincial nomination. So you've already taken like 2 years to finish. And if you're doing PhD, then you've already taken like 4 years to actually, finish your school before you start thinking of applying. So even though you come here to school, you are still going to write the English test. Okay? And then the only thing is you might not need to do your credential evaluation, because since you schooled in Canada, it's the highest degree you have. You don't need to evaluate your documents. So even though you're here, it's still going to take you that amount of time to put things together. So it's not that once you study here, once you graduate, then you just go and buy the express, the permanent residency like that. So it still has to be a process. You still need to have a certain NOC job, before you can apply. So it is not. I was talking with someone. I told the person it is not. There is no easy way out. So if you are looking for just quick fix thing, this might not be for you. Okay, it takes time. It takes a lot of work to get things done.
Yeah, thank you so much, Peter. So, I mean, that's spot on. Just to set expectation, but I say to people that for what you are saving and for what you are getting, honestly, what you are putting into it, trust me.
Yeah.
What you are putting into it is nothing. I mean, Peter can be thankful for what he has become, but he can tell he will tell you that if there's a shorter way of getting a PR, for example, I don't think you will say no to that process, because first of all, you pay for school fees for your masters, and then 2 years, nothing is guaranteed, because you just have higher chance than whoever is in Nigeria. I have to say, right? But then it's not as if it's automatic. You still have to work. You still have to subject your application to scrutiny and compare it with certain things, right? But in the case of this provincial nomination, your SSS entry, you get your PR before you even leave Nigeria.
That's right. That's
You have
right.
all your papers.
Yeah, it's very, very advantageous because when you come, then there are a lot of things you get access to that students, international students that are here will not be able to get. So there are a lot of more privileges that you get. And if you come with PR and for example you want to work, there are a lot of jobs they will say is strictly for permanent residents and Canadian citizens, right? And so you are much more advantageous to even get more work. And then if you are schooling, if you are schooling, then your tuition is actually now going to be very much reduced compared to international students. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. So I think there's a question there. It says that age late 30s without high degrees, can the person apply and advise the person? Okay. I mean, high degrees, you mean that without person, if person doesn't have masters, or person only has a bachelor's, yes, you can apply, right? So because sometimes like we said, we actually discussed this extensively the last time. Sometimes what you are losing in age, you might be making up for it in another thing. Some
Yes.
people who know that their age is not on their side and they're not getting so much points in terms of age, some of them are taking up master's program. Yes. Some of them are getting that back from work experience. Some of them are going to do a French
Proficiency. English. Yes.
classes so that they can get, because you get more if you are proficient in French, then you can get some score for that as well. On the final note, one big thing that you should be looking out for, I would still say you can still have it, create a profile and start looking for provincial nomination. You can't be wrong with provincial nomination to boost you with that.
That's right.
Thank you for watching that wonderful video. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Subscription is free. And if you have any other question, you can leave a comment in the comment section. And don't forget to share with your friends. Let's do this. Subscribe so we can be able to reach more people. See you in the next video.